Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to see how things turn out. Let's answer the phone.
Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
But he doesn't even remember.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
I'm really glad everybody's here for this. I want you all to come and watch me think. Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? The letter's late arrival saved the murderer. Challenge her because you have an inferiority complex. The error in the address caused the letter to be delivered late. I'm just like, it's almost definitely not this one. Body was still warm. Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? The mistake is intentional. Why did the killer send his letters to him? No. Probably this one. Oh. Oh, maybe it is an inferiority complex. Xenophobia? None of these. Interesting. Which part because his address is not well known? What?
Is everything clear now?
No.
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
What's a reach?
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of the psychopath.
Except for all of
But
the
if
murder.
Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark,
Coincidence.
the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What do we know about Cust? Cust is easily influenced. Okay. Cust was door-to-door salesman. It was a coincidence that he went into the victims' towns. Cust was in the war. Never been quite the same ever since. And here we go. Our very scientific way. Ugh, psh. Cust is mentally fragile and easy to manipulate. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime of the scene? At the crime of the scenes, the crime scenes. He is. Murder found a way to access his medical records. Okay. It was a coincidence, I'm pretty sure. Oh, this one. He was manipulated. The killer made him go to town and hid his tracks.
Dr. Clark's patients' records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That poor guy.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from three completely different murders?
How could a murderer be so
Indeed, it seems
evil?
unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
Say that just one murder is of interest to the killer. Say that the murderer kills for pleasure. Say that the killer has developed a taste for murder. Say that there are 3 murders. It's probably just...
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest, and twice to divert our attention. This reasoning points at 2 potential culprits.
Franklin Clark.
Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle, that's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
Indicate that Donald's firm worked for Clark.
He works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it, and you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
You think I'm guilty?
You or Mr. Franklin Clark?
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive.
Preposterous.
The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer?
I
Let
want to
us now
say...
try and get our brain cells to work.
I want to say it's the guy on the right. Is Donald clever? Megan really likes Donald Fraser. He would have made Betty a good husband. Okay. He was always attentive and generous. True gentleman. Despite his He's a bright man with a promising career ahead of him. Donald, okay. He was clever. Is Donald sure of himself? No. He's easy to influence. Is Donald a seducer? I'd say no. But the other guy is. I don't think he really is a seducer. I think he just, I don't know, women just tend to like him. Does Donald like trains? He does. I don't think it's him. Is Donald impulsive? I guess. Oh, he's quick-tempered. Yeah. He was generous. There are a few
Ladies and
things.
gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right, I suppose it's my turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Absolument, Mr. Clark. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
And they're not holding hands anymore. They were last time. Is Franklin clever? Why, yes. Yes, he is. He is clever. Is Franklin sure of himself? Oh, we're looking for self-confidence. People with increase should be reimbursed. I'm not sure which one would indicates. Oh yeah, there it is. He's self-confident. Is he a seducer? He is. Does he like trains? Potentially. Is he impulsive? No. Is Franklin generous? Yep. Would you look at that?
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
Say that Thorgray bothered him, say that Franklin was impatient.
Because of Miss Grey. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death. For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action.
No.
In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh no. You know perfectly well. That is not true. Eh bien voilà. Light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
I feel like we might have
Your
missed something
theories
there.
are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
1 point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Invent an item of proof found in Al's Ash's tobacco shop. Lie about the fingerprints found on Cuss' typewriter. Say that proof is going to be easy to find. I think we ought to force his hand by lying about this. Because if we lie, he'll either... it puts him in a bad spot. Because he either has to accept the lie, or he has to refute it. And the only way he would refute it is if he knows that there shouldn't be any fingerprint. Let's give this a shot.
One thing proves it. The prints you left on Cuss' typewriter.
Enough.
Oh, of course you wiped the typewriter before sending it. But not carefully enough. Scotland Yard has found your print along with those of Cuss.
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter. And why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
Game, set, match. You win, Mr. Poirot. But it was worth trying.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling things are about to hit the fan. Oh.
Don't come near me! I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot.
Except I put blanks in the gun. Yup.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clark. There is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks. I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
Yeah. He's going to jail. Deuces. The Bobbies.
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married.
Good for them.
On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better.
That makes me super
And a few months
suspicious of Thora
later,
Grey.
to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission. Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since. Journal of an Innocent. The incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
Oh, this game is so, like, it's so buggy. And I guess that's that. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good game. Like, as far as the story went, it was pretty good. It wasn't too confusing, but then they did take a few liberties here and there. The gameplay itself was okay. It was extreme in either direction. It was either really easy and it held your hand, or it was like so obscure that it became too hard to figure out what to do. And then when you throw in the little like oddities where it kind of bugs out, you don't know if you're just missing something or if the game is broken. So that kind of like I don't know. It takes like a star away. It knocks it down a little bit. But overall, it was an okay game. Like, I don't feel like I wasted my time playing it. It was interesting. The story was good. I mean, I liked it. Let's see what happens if I hit the X. Okay. The music pops off. So I'm 100% done, and I didn't get anywhere near all of the ego points. But what can you say? I don't think like a detective, I guess. If you have watched this with me, I appreciate it, as always. And, you know, people's time is precious, and the fact that you're spending it with me means a lot. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, bye!